So this is sort of hopefully, you know, summer Michigan summer destination tournament where we're it's destination only. So I think, but it's kind of, you'll see. I mean, there's some different themes going on, and so we'll have to play it by ear. Maybe we'll do some audibles and kind of slip a few
Okay.
in there because there's some weird ones. But I think a good
Okay.
start would be number one, Mackinac Island
Mm.
versus number 16, Sleeping Bear Dunes.
Sleeping Bear Dunes is an adventure. It's you got to build up the stamina for it. I mean, it's a thing. But I love Mackinac, except when it's crazy crowded. And that's the only thing is that when you go and everyone and their mother's there, and you're running into people on your bikes, and you're just smelling horse manure all over the place. I mean, in the middle of summer, there are better ways to spend a day, I guess. But the rewards, like I said, you go there, there's the fudge and just the scenery and but then Sleeping Bear Dunes is legit too. I have to pick one, right?
Yep.
All right. Just because I've been there multiple times, I got to go with Mackinac. I love the ferry ride over. I love the anticipation. I love the pasty that you get in Mackinac City before you jump on, like the whole thing. I'm
Yeah.
going.
How did we not even mention pasties in our
Yeah,
food talk? But yeah,
pasties, not
seriously.
pasties, people.
That's
That's a whole
right.
different thing. Pasties are a Michigan thing.
Yep.
Pasties are a legit Michigan thing.
Oh,
Oh,
absolutely.
yeah.
All right, next one. Number two versus number 15. We got number two, Grand Haven versus Saugatuck, number 15.
I've not been to either.
Then I'll take it over because we're gonna have to agree on this list. So I'm gonna say Grand Haven.
Okay.
Um,
Sell me,
and
sell me on Grand Haven.
I don't have, I'm not a spokesperson for Grand Haven.
Not yet,
Um,
anyway.
and maybe some people will be able to educate us a little bit on the differences between the two. I think I've maybe spent more time in Grand Haven. But again, it's just we were talking earlier about those Lake Michigan towns, and Grand Haven, I think, is a really beautiful one of those. Saugatuck, same, a little further south along Lake Michigan, just south of Holland, whereas Grand Haven's north of Holland.
Mm.
Um, but maybe we'll let other people correct us on it as well. I just think Grand Haven is beautiful. I think also I'm used to taking that Holland north to like kind of the Muskegons. We were just talking about Sleeping Bear Dunes, and you kind of pass through Grand Haven. So
Mm.
um, I don't have a huge endorsement for it, but I'm just making an executive decision, and we'll call it Grand Haven
Okay, I like
for
it.
this option. What are your thoughts on theme parks or sort of uh, like a Michigan's Adventure? I know I want that to be one, but is there
Okay,
another one we could put it up
okay,
against?
all right. The younger people. Okay, yes, yes. The second you said that, there are the more known Michigan Adventure. All right, I'm going back though. I grew up going to Four Bears Water Park, which no longer exists.
Oh yeah, I
Four
remember
Bear.
that.
Okay, that was one. Okay, but people are gonna say Four Bear. Okay, I got you. Boblo. I went to Boblo. I remember the Boblo boat. I remember going to Boblo when I was a kid. And to me, that was the greatest place on earth to go. The experience of the boat. I could have sworn there was an arcade on the boat too, but it just seemed like it was the greatest little ferry ride over from where we parked our cars over to the island. And then you get there, and yeah, roller coasters, Ferris wheels, whatnot. So I can't wipe those from my memory. I mean, there are newer ones we've been to, Frankenmuth. The water parks that are popping up over there are nothing to sneeze at all. But I got to remain true to my roots. I'm going Boblo for this one.
Okay. All right. We'll give it a pass because this
All
is
right.
first round. So we'll get a,
Okay.
we'll get a few more things going. This one I think is going to be easy, although I've never been down, speaking of never been, Isle Royale. Is that how? Are you familiar
Isle
with that?
Royale, yeah. I have not
So
been there.
that's in the Upper Peninsula, but it's going up against. So that's a number 12 option. It's going up against the number five Traverse City, and I think I have a
Yeah.
feeling this
I
one might be a steal.
Look, I mean, I listen. I have cousins who still live in Traverse City. I've been going there since I was a kid. I just have the fondest memories of Traverse City. I've gone, I mean, it's more than just a cherry festival, but I've been up there for family weddings. I've been up there just to take my family, my wife, my kids for a long weekend up there just to go around downtown. The wineries around there, are you kidding me? The vineyards up there are just ridiculous. Yeah, Traverse City.
All right, that's it. That's what I was thinking you were going to say. So, let's do sort of a scenic destination of Pictured Rocks or Tahquamenon Falls.
Haven't been to either. I'm terrible.
Oh,
I'm a
okay.
terrible person. Mm-mm.
You know what? No, that's fine because Pictured Rocks is it is a hike, right?
Mm.
You're kind of going to the UP and you're
Okay.
going northwest. So it's a bit of a hike. I went to Tahquamenon Falls as a kid. From what I remember was awesome, but I will say Pictured Rocks is sort of a bucket list of life destinations that everyone should put down. I mean, um, just you wouldn't think without going there that is something that exists in Michigan. It's just a very different environment, and then it's just beautiful. I mean, it's in the name itself. It's very picturesque, and there's a lot of giant sort of rocky structures. Watch out for the flies, but other than that, I'm going to give this one to Pictured Rocks.
Nice. Nice.
All right. We are on some very sort of Detroit specific destinations here, and maybe we can talk a little bit about this later, but the Detroit Riverfront
Mm.
is always sort of top list of sort of getting some sort of revamp, right?
Oh
And
yeah,
there's
it's
been a
getting
lot of
national
talks going on.
recognition now. I mean,
Yeah.
it's won awards now. So yeah,
Hmm.
that's nothing to sneeze at either.
Absolutely. Versus we have so many great museums and
Yeah.
destinations. So I think Detroit Institute of Arts
Oh, yep.
or
I'm a
Detroit
fan. I'm a
Riverfront.
fan. Oh man. So, I went to Wayne State for undergrad and law school. There would be afternoons we just escaped over to the DIA, honestly. I have a lot of fond memories of that too. I got to take the DIA. I'm not going to overthink it. I mean, it's just
Yep.
my mind's not going to change just because, like I said, of what I said. I've had so many memories, taking my kids there. Just whether I was an undergrad and taking different art classes, which I did, and some of them would just entail having to go there and do actual research on some of the painters over there and some of the artwork over there. So I haven't been there as much lately in the last 10 years, but there was a period where I felt I was going multiple times a year. Just a big fan. Diego Rivera mural, obviously, is obviously world renowned as well as the other things there. So yeah, I'm going with the
Yeah.
DIA.
I completely agree. I think the DIA is one of the best art museums in the world. And I don't think that's a stretch, but certainly in the US, it has to be way up there. I've been to several art museums. I really enjoy walking through art museums, and the DIA for residents of Oakland, Macomb, and Wayne can get in for free.
Yeah.
It's fairly affordable if you don't, and you couldn't get through all of it and absorb everything in not only one day but several visits. So it's one of those pick your level, kind of pick your map, look at your map before you go in.
Yeah.
Find out what looks interesting to you on that day, and don't
Yeah.
try and see everything, but really just take it all in. Such a beautiful building, and obviously the art inside of it is even more beautiful. So yeah, I think the DIA is going to go far on this. If I have
Yeah.
anything to say about it, another couple cities on our first round here. We have Petoskey and Holland. I've mentioned Holland a couple times.
Yeah.
I don't believe I've ever been to Petoskey. I could be wrong. Maybe my mom will chime in on the comments,
Yeah.
but I know that the Petoskey Stone is such
Yeah.
a big part of Michigan, and people who like collecting rocks when they go to the lakes and beaches are always looking after those very unique rocks. So, any thoughts on either of those two cities as a
I
summer destination?
I lived in Petoskey. That one holds a special place in my heart. I lived right on Little Traverse Bay up there. I lived right in the Gaslight District up there. I remember I lived in a second floor apartment above a shop. I don't think it's around anymore, called Vintage to Vogue. And I lived on the water. I had a living room, a kitchen, and a bedroom, all for $300 a month, with overlooking the water. It was outstanding. One of the best times of my life. So I will take Petoskey.
All right. And now wanted to do sort of like a UP city, but the only one I know and been to is so much as Marquette.
Mm.
Is there another UP city? Escanaba, I'm seeing. Is there any others that were Munising? Maybe we could put Marquette up against Munising or something, but I think Marquette's just going to have a bye on this one as far as a UP city, unless you got one that you think can rival it.
No. I so when back in high school, I met a kid from Ontonagon, and that was the first
Yeah,
time I ever heard the word Ontonagon.
sure.
Over on the western side. I haven't been up there. Um, I haven't been up to Ontonagon. So ever since then, I mean, that's we're going back on decades now, and for some reason, Ontonagon's always stuck in my head that I think at some point I will have to go to Ontonagon.
There you go.
No, let's just give it to Marquette right now. My wife's been a couple times in the last year for work on this and loves it. Just a great little downtown area, and yeah, it's a nice area up there. The drive along Lake Superior is beautiful, so we'll
All
give it to
right, that
Marquette.
All right, we've narrowed down our first round, so let me give everyone a quick recap here. Mackinac Island is coming through. Pictured Rocks has come through the round. Traverse City was a runaway. Marquette basically got a bye. On the other side, we've got Grand Haven is a great summer destination. The DIA as a must-see museum. Petoskey, and we're giving it to Boblo for nostalgia reasons.
Yeah.
So I think I know which one we'll start with, but let's start with that last one there to go out of the next round. Petoskey up against non-existent Boblo. What are you going to give it to?
Listen, Bablo has gone the way of things like Farmer Jack. All
Yeah,
these.
that's right.
I got,
Yeah, I remember
I
that.
gotta be honest. You know what? If we don't keep Bablo alive, no one will. So I'm gonna push Bablo. Petoskey. People can go visit Petoskey anytime they want. I loved it, but I'm in ride or die with Bablo right now.
Huge. What an upset. I love that. All right, let's
If
jump.
you go to those Michigan stores like at Somerset or they have like vintage t-shirts, you can get like a Bablo t-shirt.
All right, let's jump up to the other round, the other matchup here. We've got Pictured Rocks, which I vouched for, but you haven't visited yet, against Mackinac Island. So I think I know where your head's at on this one,
I mean,
and I
yeah,
think I would agree with you too. It's got to be Mackinac
it's
Island.
subjective. I mean, yeah, it's people people love, if you're a nature lover, if you're a camper, if you love the hiking. I mean, I've gone on some great hikes, but
Well, put it
yeah.
this way, right? Like you go to Pictured Rocks. Are you going to want to go back next year? I think you might give it a few years after visiting because
Mm,
it's a great place to visit. It's
yeah.
out in nature. Such a beautiful area. And on Lake Superior, it's so beautiful. But
Yeah.
if I visit Mackinac Island one time a year, I'm content. But I would have loved to go back a couple times. I'd like to go at least once a year to
Yeah,
a
and
place like that.
The thing about Mackinac is that you're probably gonna vouch for this or back me up on this, but I think it's like it's technically someplace that people go mostly in the summer. I
Hmm.
would love to go off peak season. Just I've never been in the fall. I gotta believe that Mackinac Island in the fall has got to be one of the most exhilarating, beautiful things that you could probably experience just based on
Yeah,
changing colors and everything. But I know that it doesn't have the same electricity or vibe as going in the middle of summer. But like I said, if you go in the middle of summer, you're dealing with crowds and you're dealing with a lot of other things that are maybe less desirable. Nothing against, not against the island itself or any of the houses or anything, but I would love to go during a quieter time and
yeah.
see if I still am just enamored with it. So
Yeah, absolutely agree. I mean, we've been so focused on the summer that's coming up closely here, but Michigan in the fall is breathtakingly
yeah,
beautiful,
oh
right?
yeah, oh
As the
yeah,
leaves colors change, it really brings out just the best of our state. The weather is perfect. It's got that overcast, sort of windy sometimes and a little chilly at night, but it kind of warms up during the day. I just think it's the perfect time of year for Michigan, even more than summer. Fall is my favorite.
And you know what? Just a quick aside, what you just pointed out is that that's another thing. I mean, it's not unique to Michigan, but I mean other states that have the advantage of having four seasons. The fall is just a Midwestern fall, or even in the Northeast. But I mean, fall just done right. Football season, just apple orchards. Nothing beats fall. Fall is just crazy beautiful. And I remember the first time I went to LA and I saw people playing baseball outside in December. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, they don't have fall here. They don't have winter here. And it just dawned on me that how lucky we are to experience fall. Fall's just great. Putting on a hoodie for the, I mean, God, it feels like fall today, but that's why I'm wearing a hoodie. But, but throwing on a hoodie for the first time, like I said, getting ready for football, tailgating,
Halloween.
Halloween. Oh man, it's I can't you can't skip over fall. That's another reason
Yeah.
why Michigan.
Going to the
That's
cider
another reason
mills.
why Michigan has a check mark over other states that don't get to have the fall that we do.
Absolutely agree. I think we embrace it wholeheartedly. We theme things around it. The cider mills got to get a shout out in this episode as well with how many amazing ones there are in Michigan. So
Yeah.
completely agree. All right, we're narrowing down to the
Yep.
final
Yep. Yep.
four, but we still have a couple other matchups in this round. So we have Traverse City against Marquette. I think I know where I'm leaning. Where are you leaning between the two cities?
Yeah. I'm in Traverse City. Like I said, it is a more than a destination for me. Like I said, I have family up there. It's in certain respects, it's a home away from home. Yeah. So I'm gonna go with that.
Awesome. And then the last one in this round is Grand Haven against the DIA. So we've got sort of a
Oh.
different mix of going on there. But what are your thoughts initially on that?
I gotta go with DIA. I mean, like you said, it is a world-renowned museum. Um, it is a jewel. And I gotta, even though people know about it, I still think it's underrated.
I
I
do too.
still, I still think that people don't give it enough credit or give it enough thought to, hey, if they have a free afternoon to go do something, jump in the car 20 minutes away and you're looking at some of the world's finest masterpieces ever created.
Absolutely.
So
You look in there too, and I think a lot of people, like you mentioned, know it for the Diego Rivera piece in that hall, which is incredible. And I've went in there and sat there for 20, 30 minutes sometimes and just, enjoy that room. Um, but yeah, you go into the nooks and crannies and the different themes and the different eras that the DIA has represented. And, I love seeing the mummy. They've got a
I,
mummy wrapped up and it's right there in a glass case. You're 2 feet away from this, very sacred sort of moment of wow, this
yeah,
is this is incredible
yeah.
to experience art and just a museum atmosphere. Like that is
Yeah.
really cool. So agree. I think DIA takes it as a unique year-round place to visit, but I think walking around in Midtown and walking around Detroit in the summer and stopping into the DIA, maybe stopping at the different museums across the street is a really, really fun day, fun way to spend your summer day, even if inside if you need to cool off a little bit, maybe it's a little hot. It's a great place to go
Yeah,
and hang
definitely.
out. All right, we are at the final four. Michigan destination spots. And we've got Mackinac Island going up against Traverse City, and we've got the DIA going up against the underdog Bob. So let's start with Mackinac Island. You know what? No, let's start out with DIA Boblo because I really am curious where you're going with this.
Ugh, I remember.
It made the final four
I
already.
listen. I remember family trips to Babla with my cousins. I mean, uh, I got. I can't turn my back. I think no.
I love
Gotta
it.
go Bablo. I'm sorry. I'm Claude Monet. I mean, honestly, listen. I'm a big fan of Impressionism. I would love to stare at the paintings that we could all day over there, but like I said, if no one sticks up for Bablo, no one will at this point. So I'm.
Well, I like where your head's at with it too. Because we're talking about summer destinations in Michigan, and I think that one probably nails it a little more accurately to the theme of this tournament. This one's going to be tough, and I actually don't know where I land on it. But we've got Mackinac Island against Traverse City here. What are your
Um.
thoughts?
I will go with Traverse City. And it's not
Yeah,
like I touched on it before, but Traverse City is diverse. It's more than just like I said. We started off the top with festivals and Cherry Festival and all that, but it's what I love about it. And this is one of the things that we talk about in other podcasts and we're going to touch on, but it is such an example of a part of our state that just they do well for providing for their communities. And it provide that's why it's a little bit of an outlier when you think of northern Michigan cities. Traverse City has a lot to offer. And people can go there, and it's not just a resort town. It's not just a place where someone has a cottage, people do, and all the little lakes and things in the area. But I mean, people live there, 365, and it's just a vibrant jewel in northern Michigan. Um, but yeah, and if you're not lucky enough to live there, if you don't live there, there's so much to go. They have a vibrant art scene. They have, like I said, that so many. I mean, that's the thing. If you go to Kroger, so if I go to Kroger, the one at DeQuinder and 18 Mile, they have a wall when you walk in, and it'll show all the Michigan grown products, all the local vendors on one of, if you go into one of the far entrance. And I'm doing this like as if people are understanding what side I'm pointing to of the store. But you walk in, and they have a big map, and they carry a lot of wines, obviously, from the Traverse City area. But if you were to ever just Google, Traverse City Vineyard, Traverse City wine, your map populates with dozens of vineyards and wineries up there. And we've gone up there, we've experienced them. There's something for everyone up there. You want to take a boat cruise up there, you can do that. You want to go horseback ride, you can do that. You want to go to a festival, you can do that. Traverse City just offers something for everyone. And that's why I just think Traverse City is just a city that, serves as a model for northern Michigan, honestly, in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, and you're seeing industry move there a lot more in the last several years as well. I mean, there's new industries that are, I know tech is coming into Traverse City more. You have people giving it a little bit more respect now lately than a vacation destination for everyone around Michigan, right? It is now something a lot bigger, and I think the best is yet to come for that city, and it's got a great foundation already and great reputation. So, all right, well, we're gonna wrap up our tournament here with the championship, and then we're gonna switch gears and kind of summarize a little bit about maybe some of the things that are unique to Michigan in our issues and what we could improve on as well, because we'd be remiss if we didn't acknowledge at least some of the
Yeah, yeah.
things that we could do better at. So, but to finish out this tournament, we've got Traverse City up against Boblo. Where are you
Pablo,
going? Oh,
Pablo,
easy
go with Pablo.
choice. Amazing. Well,
Pablo.
congrats to Boblo. I don't know how we're going to get in touch, but
Yeah, I don't. They disappeared long before email ever came with that. So.